We are in the mid-20s right now with snow flying around. We'll actually continue to drop those temperatures in throughout the afternoon. Then we got another snow chance on Valentine's Day. I'll go over the latest forecasts coming up.
Crews in Scott County are keeping an eye on road conditions throughout the afternoon hours.
The case of a state senator charged with DUI could be going to trial.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. We're still seeing some snowflakes flying around the bluegrass this midday, but those will push out as we head through the afternoon.
Tomorrow looks very cold and calm, but then maybe another storm moving in for Valentine's Day. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is live at our First Alert Weather Center with an early look at weather.
Yeah, we got a lot going on, not just today, but look, what you see today, we're probably going to be seeing on Saturday too. So go ahead and make plans for that, because I know there's going to be a lot going on this weekend. Let me show you First Alert Defender live radar. Get right into it. We do have snow in pretty much all locations, but really it's along 64 southbound into the southeastern zones, and we've even picked up 1.5 inches there in Jackson County. So we've picked up some pretty good snow in some locations. Some locations haven't even seen snow yet. So it's just one of those things, very hit and miss, very spotty. Watch out for reduced visibilities too, because these winds are really gusty outside, 20-30 miles per hour. Along with that snow, that drops those visibilities. But a winter weather advisory in effect for the blue shaded area, pretty much where you have seen the bulk of the snow. And that lasts through 8 p.m. Those temperatures are what's causing some issues too. Anything that falls is sticking. I'll show you pictures that you guys have sent in on my Facebook and also take you off towards your weekend. Coming up, full forecast, about 10 minutes.
And we thank you very much. That line of snow showers and flurries isn't causing many problems out on the roads here at midday. Crews in Scott County, though, are keeping an eye out as we move throughout the afternoon. And as WKYT's Whitney Wetzel reports, their main concern really is the Valentine's Day snow potential. She continues our top story, team coverage at noon. Whitney?
Flurries have been off and on in Scott County throughout the morning hours, but for the most part, roads here have stayed pretty clear. Crews are still going to keep an eye on them, though, because flurries are expected to continue falling into the afternoon. High winds, snowflakes, and wet roads. It sounds like a bad combination, but roads around Scott County managed to stay pretty clear this morning. Temperatures were well below freezing, but road department officials say there was still plenty of salt left on the roads from earlier this week. Snow today seems to be less of a worry now that the sun's out. County road officials are now shifting their concern toward this weekend's bitter cold and the chance for another snow system to move into the bluegrass early next week. Tracking these conditions can pose an extra challenge for road crews.
Up around Sadieville, the northern part of the county, I've seen 3, 4, 5, 6 inches of snow, and down in the southern part of the county have just a coating. And one of the first areas we'll check when we have any reports of slick conditions or snowing is we'll head to the northern part.
Our meteorologists predict flurries will continue falling into the afternoon hours. In Scott County, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Whitney, thank you. Now, we can help you track the snow even if you're away from the TV. On WKYT.com, you can look at the First Alert Defender and zoom right up into your neighborhood or community. You can also download the WKYT app for your iPad or your smartphone. That will connect you to all of our weather tools, including live radar. More snow is on the way to the northeast, which has already been hammered by 2 winter storms in the last month. The National Weather Service says Massachusetts and Rhode Island are on track to see another 2 to 4 inches of new snow tonight heading into tomorrow morning. And forecasters are watching for a much larger storm that could dump higher amounts Sunday into Monday. They say it is too early to tell just how much snow that storm could bring.
Other news now, the case of a man who police say killed his girlfriend last fall is moving forward. Paris Charles is charged with first-degree murder and abuse of a corpse in the death of Goldie Massey. A grand jury will now decide if he should be indicted on those charges. Mark Barber's outside the Fayette County Court complex now with the very latest. Mark?
Detectives say they found large amounts of Goldie Massey's blood in her boyfriend's home, leading them to believe that is where she was killed. The questions about Massey's disappearance started in October after the 50-year-old was reported missing by her son. Police say when they learned her boyfriend, Paris Charles, was the last person to see her, they visited his apartment on Chatsworth Drive. We're told Charles didn't invite police inside, but his door was open, so they could see that his carpet had been removed. Investigators tell us that when Charles was interviewed, he said he picked Massey up in Cynthiana and then went to a bar in Lexington. Then, he told officers he dropped her off at an apartment where she used to live. Detectives say cell phone records show that Massey's phone was with Charles's phone when it stopped operating on September 21st. The next day, investigators say that cell phone records show that Charles was near bridges that cross the Kentucky River at the Fayette-Madison County line. Weeks later, Massey's severed arms and torso washed up on the banks of the river in Jessamine and Henry County. When police searched Charles's home, they say they noticed some doors and walls had been repainted. Charles's attorney says he was remodeling.
Do you have any theory as to where this homicide occurred?
Yes, ma'am, at his residence.
The next time the grand jury meets, they will review the case and decide if an indictment will be filed against Charles. In Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. Detectives tell us the blood found in Charles' home indicates that Massey was killed with blunt force and mechanical force. They're still examining her body, trying to figure out just how she was killed. The search continues this midday for two suspects accused in a violent late-night home invasion in Lexington. It happened around 11:30 last night on Hillview Place near Versailles Road. Police say a man inside was shot in the leg. He's recovering at UK Hospital, but police say he's not cooperating with their investigation. Investigators were back out at the scene this morning gathering more evidence.
A state senator accused of driving under the influence last month answered to the charge in court this morning. State Senator Brandon Smith, a Republican of Hazard, was arrested in Frankfort on the very first day of the 2015 legislative session. WKYT's Victor Puente is at the Franklin County Courthouse to tell us what's next in the case. Victor?
Brandon Smith's attorney wants to take his case to a jury trial. Could be a few months before that happens. Between now and then, Smith won't be allowed to drive. The judge took his license because he refused to submit to a breathalyzer test. But his attorney says he wasn't refusing. He was simply trying to contact him first, but ran out of time before the test had to be administered. The judge said Smith won't get his license back until this matter is resolved. Smith was arrested in January by Kentucky State Police. At his arraignment, his attorney, William Johnson, entered a not guilty plea on a charge of DUI first offense. Johnson had filed a motion asking for the charge to be thrown out because of a rule from 1891 that prevents legislators from being prosecuted. That motion was dismissed at Smith's request.
Quite frankly, I would have liked to have been arguing that today, but he felt like that he did not want to rely on that he felt you ought to go through the justice system, and that's what we're doing.
The date for that jury trial wasn't set in court. The judge said her calendar didn't have room for a jury trial until sometime in April. In Frankfort, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Victor, thanks. Brandon Smith, by the way, is the state senator for the 30th district. It includes Bell, Breathitt, Johnson, Leslie, Magoffin, and Perry counties. Well, hundreds of people are rallying in Frankfort at this noon hour. They're marching for the mountains. This is the 10th annual I Love Mountains Day. It's organized by grassroots groups who want to see more clean energy in the Commonwealth. Supporters are also calling for an end to mountaintop removal in eastern Kentucky. Today marks 1 year since that massive sinkhole suddenly swallowed up 8 prized cars at the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green.
Now, the hole opened up when the museum was closed and no one was hurt. But the 40-foot wide, 60-foot deep hole became a popular attraction for tourists. Security footage of the floor's collapse has been viewed more than 8 million times on YouTube. The National Corvette Museum has several events planned today to mark that 1 year anniversary.